Hey guys, so today you and I are going to talk about passion and finding people that are passionate outside of work. So let's get into it. So the question in question was, Frederick, I've noticed that it's hard to find people who enjoy coding outside of work. I understand people don't feel like coding 24/7, but it's kind of hard to find others who are as passionate as I am. Do you have this problem as well? Dear Lord, yes. Why do you think I'm sitting here, right here? Like, what do you think all of this is about? This is just me trying my absolute best to get an outlet and blow off some coding nerdiness so that I don't kill myself or somebody else over the fact that I can't nerd out as much as I want about all the things that are related to programming. But I'll give you a secret, and it's not to start a YouTube channel and sit and talk about programming. I think that yeah, I've given away that secret. Don't tell anybody. But the real secret is, at least I've found, to kind of accept that. I mean, if you are lucky, this is, in my opinion, very similar to if some people will find their soulmate in life. They will find a significant other that is such a perfect bond, such a perfect match personality wise, that they are over ears in love with this person, and they just magically happen to be these people who develop like two beautiful trees that just work like they intertwine in this beautiful harmony of perfection and evolution. And some people will get someone they love, like they feel good with this person, it feels good to be in this relationship, but they're never going to have that perfect match that just makes everything make sense in the way that the movies portray, right? The same thing goes for you and your coding, or being like the same thing goes for people with friends, guys. There are people who have BFFs that they would like do absolutely everything for, and then you have people that you have casual as like their casual acquaintances or they're good friends, but I mean, you're not gonna give them a kidney, like things like this. So when it comes to coding, if you are one of those lucky people who finds somebody who really connects with you on your nerdiness, you are very lucky, and I envy you something immense, because I think everybody on this planet Earth wants to have someone in their life where they can truly connect with this individual on a really profound level in something that they really care about. But failing to find someone like that, well, that's not the end of the world. It just means that you have to go about things a little bit differently. At least that's what I found. My best analogy for this is to say that, let's say for the sake of argument, that you want to be a bodybuilder. You want to be a professional bodybuilder, and you're really passionate about going to the gym and like hitting the weights and like trying your absolute hardest. Now, this is notoriously hard when it comes to finding someone who actually wants to do that with you. A bodybuilder is usually a very lonely person unless you actually do have someone where you can find that actually has the same level of engagement, and that's really hard when you're an amateur or something like that. It might be easier for you when you get a little bit higher and you might go into a professional type of thing, but you can be very lonely. So the trick that a lot of bodybuilders will use is to simply have more people in their life. You might not be able to convince one of your friends to go to the gym 5 days a week with you, but you might be able to get them there twice, 3 times a week maybe, and then you might have other friends, or you might make new friends where they will fill up the remaining time. I mean, you're still getting the results, you're still hitting the gym 5 days a week and like doing all this lifting and so forth. So you're getting the benefit. It's just that you don't have one single person doing it all with you. You have more people. So you spread it out. You have a pool of people that make sure that you always have something going with someone. And I do the same thing, at least me personally. I do exactly the same thing when it comes to software development. I have, well, I'm not going to say I have a reputation, but my coworkers, I little bit of a polyglot when it comes to software development, as my coworkers have told me. So I mean, I lunch with the front end developers, and we nerd out as hell about CSS improvements and performance improvements and like getting the best load times and all this good stuff. So we really nerd out into that, and I always like they always post interesting articles about different concepts or different strategies or new innovations within that space. And then I have like very interesting conversations with the backend developers who are much more into scalability and performance, and DevOps is a big thing. And then I have a clique of friends at work, coworkers who are like deep into cryptography and security related issues. They really like the only thing they want to talk about is cryptocurrencies or cryptographic algorithms. And then we have like a book club type of people who are like really interested in Git and version control and different ways of improving personal workflows and so forth. So you have like these diverse types of people, and I am in almost all of those. I think the only group I'm not in is the guys who just want to sit and talk about process, how to get more effective meetings. I don't know why, but I'm not in that one. And the other ones I'm pretty much in. So there are like that, and that's been working for me really well. And the only thing that spills over, the residue that isn't getting fulfilled by any of these sorts of things, is my passion for sharing that knowledge or teaching or building things or making things and so forth, because these are conversations, right? But if you want to do something more serious, I mean, I have friends who want to build things in their spare time as well. But I actually get a lot of the rest from just doing this channel and just talking to you guys or building something silly. And sometimes I show you just a small project that I was working on, or sometimes I show you I try to teach through building a concept and see if I can show you my thoughts on this concept. So the YouTube channel actually helps me with the rest. So I feel like you go from when you go with this approach, you may not have the exact thing that you would love to have, that special someone, whoever that might be, that you can absolutely share everything with, and you would, I mean, you could never get tired of having them around. You may not have that, but at the very least you have a group of people that are almost as good, and you have activities that like it gets the job done. You deflate the balloon, the pressure. You get an outlet for all these things in a different way. So what I want you to take away from this is that I absolutely understand how it feels to feel like you don't really have anybody to connect to, and outside of work, and you really be passionate about programming and you can't really relate to people. I just suggest that you do the thing that I've done, and that is to find the people who, because everybody in many cases have something they're interested in, and if you can connect on with them on that thing, well, there you have an outlet. That's like poking one very small hole in the balloon, and it starts sipping out some of the pressure, and then you just have to find enough people until you have enough holes so you can deflate the whole thing, and you just can feel at peace and be happy. That's a very good way of going about it. And I warn you one thing about one thing though: try to not go too like I've been there too. Try to understand and kind of get a feel for if people are open to going and nerding out with you, because it really doesn't work when you're super nerdy and they give you their little finger, and all of a sudden you're trying to tear off their whole arm because you got like just a smidge of interest, and now you're treating them as if they're your best buddy, and you just nerd out completely because you're going to freak people out. I've done that more than once, and it's not pretty. Have a great day.